Hello and welcome, guys. My name's An Average American, and this is the Cancer Cast. Today, I have bluebox gaming with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this asshole.
Yep.
Yep. So, you want to start off with some Smash or Pass?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, Smash or Pass. Azalea Banks.
Um, what is it just... I'm gonna have to think about this one. I don't know. Give me another one. Give
All
me
right.
another one.
Do you not know who Azalea Banks is?
I don't know these people.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Someone who you're definitely gonna know.
Here, I
Um,
have Bing open, because, Bing.
yep. You can't afford Google. You got yourself some Bing. I've honestly only used Bing to get to Google.
Yeah, come on.
That's the sad part. Um, would you smash or pass? Um, hmm. Lindsay Lohan.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, in her current state.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna want to pass on that AIDS infested bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, gonna say no to getting AIDS.
And every other known sexual fucking disease on the planet.
That
And
harvests themselves in Lindsay Lohan's pussy.
other unknown viruses as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, one thing that I talked about in the last podcast: cats or dogs.
Cats.
Cats? Alright, I agree. The last podcast, Johnny was saying that dogs are good because, one, they're good boys, right? And I guess you never hear a cat getting called a good boy. And also, dogs are more sanitary than cats because cats kind of go everywhere and do all the shits.
Honestly, on this, I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that. Because a cat will just, right when you bring it home, go into the, little box with, sand or shit litter in
Yeah.
it. Where a dog, you have to fucking train it to not crap on your floor. And normally when I ask this question to people, they say, well, dogs are gonna defend you. Dogs are more, house defense.
So practical.
We're talking about what pet is better for just, fucking chilling out with, not what pet is gonna protect your weed farm. Like, calm the hell down. You know?
Yeah. Although that is a pretty good point that dogs can be used as a home defense method.
Yeah, but you got a cat. That's just GG.
Yeah, well, cats don't really do shit. I mean, sure, they're good for if you have mice. I found that at the old place I used to live at, back in Pangrove,
Ugh,
we had
kangaroo.
we had these fucking mice that were shitting in the drawers where we keep our spoons. So we just like put the cat right at on top of the stove, and he just fucking chased the mice out of the stove and out of the goddamn house. It's pretty entertaining actually.
That's nice.
Yeah, pretty 9 out of 10. So I guess cats do have a practical purpose, but I
Yeah,
do
they would be
see.
those mice that shit on your spoon.
Yeah, yeah, I love having shit on my spoon, then realizing after finishing half my goddamn Haagen Dazs that a mice did shit on my spoon. It's always moist.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you what do you think is what do you think about the idea of an abolishment of the Second Amendment?
Um,
Like, just in your opinion, because I've heard a lot of people talking about abolishing the Second Amendment.
no. Thank you.
You want to keep the guns?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree there. Now, one argument I have heard from the left is that we don't need guns anymore because we live in a
Bullshit.
modern era.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I find that quite bullshit because one, what about self-defense, home defense?
And it's a gun, so shut the hell up. Nobody likes you.
Yeah. Um,
Sorry, I didn't get that in time.
what do you think about them trying
Any
to ban?
liberals, any liberals watching this, you can go fucking kill yourself.
Didn't you say that a couple of the people from back in the good old days turned quite left?
I mean, Devin is a total fucking liberal scum.
Really?
Yeah.
Never figured him to be more on the
He's
left.
always like, fuck Trump, it's Hillary all the way. And the guns, why are you doing it? They're bad.
Yeah. Can you
It's
can you put your microphone like more to your face because it keeps going?
Is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty moist right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very
Just turn me up
moist.
in Discord.
Yeah, I have you up at a good 169%.
Ooh, I got that ASMR voice going on.
Yeah, you got the beautiful ASMR voice for the moistness.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Next.
how come you barely post on your channel anymore?
Because I'm lazy and I always say, you know what, I'm gonna post, I'm gonna be frequent, I'm gonna get back into it. Now I'm like, no.
Then you just give up?
Yeah, I gotta sit on my ass and watch YouTube instead of making videos, because why?
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I barely watch YouTube as much as I used to, whereas back in the day, as soon as I got home, I'd spend like 2 hours watching like Jacksepticeye and all these other goddamn YouTubers. But nowadays, I don't even watch Jacksepticeye anymore. I don't have the time.
I'm just too fucking lazy to do YouTube. I mean, I thought, you know, I'm gonna be all about this shit, and now it's just no.
Yeah, I love how over the summer you were talking about you were going to start posting consistently, and then you just see like
Like
1 month
2 days.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 month later after that.
Part of it is because I wanted to be a collab channel, and I just wanted to
Only post
have
collaborations and shit.
friends like play with me, but nobody would fucking get on enough for me to do that. So I was like, you know what, screw it.
Yeah, so you're trying to make your channel like Vanoss, where you only post stuff where it's not just you.
Yeah, because that's boring. I'm shitty at commentating. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use my friends for content.
You're gonna be a Vanoss Gaming? Nice.
Yeah, not talk the entire video, just use my friends for content.
That sounds more of a Jinx. Or not Jinx, but a
Shut up.
reactor kind of thing.
Shut up. Shut up.
What,
No.
is that triggering? Do you like reaction videos?
Shut up. Kill yourself. No. Alright, next. Let's just,
Next up. Oh yeah, I've been sick for quite a goddamn while. It's pretty moist.
yeah, and apparently you've been shitting liquids.
Oh yeah,
How's that been?
that's been pretty goddamn horrible. I gotta be honest, I felt like I got raped by a Sambo. Oh yeah, new racial slur for you, Joseph. Sambo
Yeah.
is like the before the N-word.
Ooh, I'm gonna go to school and call James Sambo. Just be like, hey, you fucking Sambo, pick my cotton.
Apparently, boy is a racial slur.
Yeah.
I
I
get.
don't know how that would be triggering, but apparently, you know, I already knew that. But
Yeah.
never understood why, but...
I guess it's because they used to call African slaves boy. Like,
Hey, boy, come
Yeah,
over
hey, boy.
here.
Hey, boy, pick my fucking cotton. Would you rather live in the 1950s or the 1920s?
What are my conditions, like my living conditions?
You live in... If you go to the 1920s, you live in a normal apartment and you have a normal job. If you go to the 1940s, you're in the military.
1940s, definitely.
Just so you could be in the military?
Yeah.
I would kind of go with 1920s because of all the cool mafia stuff going on back then with Al Capone.
I just love I just love, I don't know, just the complete chaos of war. I would love to experience that, just Especially the Vietnam War, that's my favorite war.
I said 40s, right? Or did I say 50s?
You said 40s.
Okay, because you know Vietnam
I
started in
know,
55.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as an example, that's just one of my favorite wars.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's when it happened, because I'd be a fucking retard.
Yeah, of course. At the same time we were fighting the Nazis, we were fighting the goddamn gooks. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Of course, we have all the supplies in the world to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to be in either of these two wars, which would it be? The First World War or the Civil War?
First World War.
First World War? Is it because muskets are shite?
Yes.
What about fighting? Wait, if you were to go to the Civil War, which side would you fight for? Hello?
Okay, sorry, my mom came into my room.
Oh shit.
Didn't want to fuck up your recording, but I would go for the Confederacy, obviously.
I figured the Confederacy, but I just wanted to hear it. I don't know
That's
which
the
one I'd.
obvious question.
Yeah, I guess. If you had to fight, which side would you fight on if you were in World War One? If you got to choose which side to fight on?
Like, any.
Yeah, between like you can be on the German side, British, France, Turks.
America.
America. You know, America didn't actually have a huge influence in World War One.
It doesn't matter. Patriot.
Patriotism.
Yes. I mean, if this was a World War II question, I would be Russia for the fucking win. But
How come Russia?
because why not Russia?
I wouldn't do Russia because they had the second worst. Like you know how in America, or how the American troops they got like fed right with MREs and shit.
Yeah, I know, but
Well, the
I
Russians got fed like a potato a week.
don't care. I just fucking love just Russia. So,
Just so you can
just so I could be comrade, yes.
be comrade Blin.
Yes.
Nice. I think I don't know if I'd fight for the Germans. I mean, I know they have much more superior technology.
The Germans could have won World War II, but they didn't fucking spread their shit out good enough. Like, they were fighting the war on two fronts, but they were focusing more on, like, the Russian side.
Yeah, I feel they shouldn't
Just
have.
got raped by America.
Yeah, they shouldn't have never fought Russia, in my opinion. That's what really lost them the war, I think.
Yes.
That and if Japan never bombed Pearl Harbor, I don't think we would have ever entered the war.
Probably not, but
But of course, Japan had to be fucking retarded and do that, and then lose the
got
war for the
fucking-
Axis.
yeah, and then they got fucking bombed.
Yeah, I love how America is the type of country you like poke it, and then it comes and rapes all of your wives and
Yeah.
kids. It's like, oh, they killed 2,000 people at Pearl Harbor. Let's kill 100,000 people in Nagasaki.
America would be the kind of person on the street, like, you step on his fresh new fucking J's, and he comes to your house, rapes your children, and fucking cuts off your fingers and just leaves you to bleed out in your fucking bathtub.
So basically,
After he
America.
steals all your fucking kidneys and shit.
So basically, America's the mafia of the world.
Like, you don't fuck with America, they will beat your ass into oblivion.
Man, every time I think about World War II, I instantly go to the World War II memes. I love the Russia ones. It's just
Yeah, like
the
somebody-
blaring anthem.
Yeah, somebody fucks with Russia and they just get, like, fucking out of nowhere destroyed, and then the anthem just plays.
Yeah. I wonder, what do you think it would be like if we went into another world war now, with Trump as our leader?
It would probably be against you know, the Koreas
Yep. We'd be
with
fighting them
fucking
again.
with fucking Triple Chin over there and
Yep.
his nukes that can't get past the fucking.
Kim Jong Oink. I love how most of his nuclear bombs fail, and he just always looks as though he can't get it up, like he has a erectile dysfunction.
Halfway and falls on them.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I'm being stupid here or I just didn't know, but what started the hate between fucking Triple Chin in the US?
Well, it started a while back in the 60s, when we went to war with Korea.
Oh.
At the same time we were fighting in Vietnam, actually. But
Just,
after we secured, it's because we basically created South Korea, and they of course hate the hell out of South Korea. So now they're still salted at us, and then of course we got Trump, who who loves to make fun of Kim Jong Un.
I mean, I would make fun of him too.
Yeah, if I was a president, I feel like I wouldn't last a second because of all the bullshit I'd start. Like I'd upload to the presidential like Facebook page roast and shit with Call of Duty gameplay in the background. So what do you think about people calling Trump the new Hitler? I'm a little confused about that.
I mean, I mean, think about it.
I feel like you wouldn't mind if he was the new Hitler.
Yeah, because it would be on the Mexicans. And I would just fucking yay. I mean, GG. No.
You know, it'd be an amazing comic book idea.
Mm.
Deporter man, and he just like touches a Mexican and just they explode out of the air, and like they just instantly
Yes.
teleport to the wrong side of the border wall.
Or they just get, like, fucking flung.
A border catapult. Oh shit.
Yes.
Have you seen Border Town?
They deport somebody, they just bring in the fucking catapult, sit them on,
Yeet.
just goodbye.
Just yeets them across the border.
Yes.
Can you imagine what it would be like if we went to war with Canada?
They would just be like, sorry, sorry the whole time.
I feel like they wouldn't fight
Apologizing.
back, but they would fight back via just planting trees along the border to where we can't get past all the trees. And then the moose would be the National Guard.
And then when we get through, they'd apologize.
Yeah, they'd apologize for not having a good enough wall made of trees.
Yeah. The tree makes one little scratch on a tank, and they're just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
That's sorry. Did you know, I think it's Texas wants to become its own, like, country or whatever it is?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. They were talking about seceding. I feel like Texas could make it on its own. I know
Yeah,
it could.
like, they have the fucking firepower. They have...
Yeah. They have the oil. They have all the goddamn resources in the world.
It's just, they would be so goddamn tiny.
Well, Texas is actually pretty huge.
No, compared to everything else. Like, all of the other, you know...
Yeah.
Would be small.
I feel like they wouldn't... Like, America would be too scared to try and invade Texas.
Just, we're gonna take you back. Sorry about that. But,
Yeah. What do you think the next civil war is going to be like? Because I know there has to be another civil war.
Just the feminazis against the feminazis and the liberals against gun lovers.
So basically, the South, Midwest, and then... I feel like it's... Instead of... You know how the first Civil War, it was the South versus the North?
Yeah.
I feel like the next one's going to be Middle America versus both the West Coast and East Coast. Because the coastal states are the most liberal.
I mean, it'll either be that, or just all the black people are gonna rise up and be like, no.
So race war is what you're talking about.
Pretty much, yeah. Just like the Mexicans and the blacks, they're just all gonna stand up and just like start beating the shit out of random people and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
Just
it
like,
won't. I feel like the Mexicans won't team up with the blacks. I don't know.
no, they just fight each other while
Oh
we
yeah,
fight
yeah.
both of
They're
them.
they're gonna fight each other, and then all of us are gonna just sit back and
And then
watch.
within the big army of black people, they'll fight each other too, because that's how they function for some fucking reason.
Yeah, of course. You know what's funny? People argue for gun control, but if you look at Chicago, the most strict or one of the most strict states on gun control, they have the most shootings. Or not shootings, but gun deaths.
People always say without guns, there wouldn't be all the violence and shit. People who do bad things with guns, they don't get it legally.
Yeah, also, in England, they have a huge stabbing problem. Apparently, people just like to stab the fuck out of each other in England. So,
What?
yeah, look it up, man. People love to just stab the shit out of each other in England. It's actually a pretty big problem over there where they have to regulate knives. Next thing you know, once we ban all knives, people are just gonna start beating the shit out of each other with fucking flip flops. You just can't stop people from being
Mexicans will
violent, I guess.
succeed. The Mexicans will succeed.
Oh, of course. All the grandmas, Mexican grandmas are dude, fucking
Chanclas.
Mexican moms use the goddamn chancla as a fucking boomerang and shit. Like they have it's like an op, really. Cuz you can hit wall bangs with that shit.
And then you're gonna have your fucking angry Portuguese women with rolling pins.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I mean, you can't forget them.
Yep. Then you're going to have all of your damn Filipino nurses coming at you with heavy purses.
The stereotypes are great.
Oh, they're fun as hell, dude. I love it when people get triggered at my jokes and say I'm racist as I proceed to tell jokes about every single race.
I mean, black people always get triggered about the black stereotypes, but it's fucking true. I mean, black people want to be treated equally, yet they're the fucking biggest, troublemakers out on the streets pretty much, and then they get mad about stereotypes about the truth.
Yeah.
So that just triggers me.
What I get annoyed by is when people, like, you ever telling like really fucked up jokes to people, and then you tell another fucked up joke, and they just like act like you burned someone on a cross.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling racist jokes to one of my friends, and then
Hey, I'm gonna shut your window, okay?
anyways, we were talking about racist jokes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what we were talking about was so one of my friends, I was telling a bunch of racist jokes, they were laughing, and then I come out with a column, or I think it was a Sandy Hook joke, right? And all of a sudden they just get hella offended. I just don't get it. How do people laugh at like say it's okay to make jokes about blacks, but then again it's not okay to make jokes about mass shootings? I don't get it. Either everything's okay or everything's not okay.
Yeah. I made a joke about being a black person at school, and I was like, hey, does anybody have any money? I don't have money for lunch. And then after somebody said no, I'm like, I feel like a black person. They just got so fucking pissed off. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, calm the hell down.
I love it when teachers get all salty about like stupid jokes.
Hello, mister. Yeah, what was that?
Do your teachers get very salted whenever you like my friends Diego, or one of my friends or two of my friends, apparently they told me about this shit. So they were in English class, right? And they're talking about news sources. And they were talking about CNN, and then my friend was like, it's fake news, right? And apparently the teacher got hella triggered over it.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish that we had more freedom to, call out bullshit. But apparently, if you call out bullshit, you're a racist.
I know, right?
That or the fact that, I feel like Black Lives Matters is just kind of a bullshit organization.
It's, honestly, you know how the KKK is like a racial terrorist group?
Yeah, they're considered a terrorist group.
Black Panthers, the group Black Panthers, Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
they're the same thing pretty much. Racially motivated terrorist groups, basically.
I'm pretty sure the Black Panthers were always considered a terrorist group, though. Because weren't they more onto the whole violent side of things? Kind of like, what's the dude's name who was talking about killing white people? Not Martin Luther King, the other guy who was very important. Malcolm X, he was very violent with stuff. Don't they follow more of Malcolm X's kind of stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apparently, it's racist to tell the facts that police officers don't kill as many black people as black people kill black people.
I mean, it's true. You can't get mad at stuff that's true.
Yeah, I mean, everyone talks about, police abusing their power, although if you just look at the facts, it's blacks killing blacks, and I feel like that's, of course, because of gang violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I'm not sure if you knew, but Chicago has the worst gang violence, not because there's, like, two big gangs, but they have a lot of gang violence because the two big gangs that used to rule Chicago, the Bloods and the Crips, their leaders were arrested, so the gangs broke up. So now there's, like, 700 gangs, like, very small cliques, together. Or, yeah, it's just, it kind of turned into, like, little factions of, like, 10 people, or 10 people.
Have to hate each other so much. It's like,
I don't get that either. Like, why does it seem like they kill each other so much?
white people don't do that.
That's true. White people...
Like, all of the other races are just, like, so, like, you're like fucking animals. You're so territorial. Like, calm the hell down.
And I feel like the only few races that aren't super territorial, I would have to say the Asians. They're not really too territorial at all. They're more, business savvy. The Indians, they don't really give a shit about much. They're really nice. And then, I don't really... Well, I mean, the Mexicans, they have their fair share of gangs, too.
Yeah. And they're Mexicans, too.
I love that. I feel like you're the more racist one out of the bunch.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, well, of course. I kind of miss the old style of racism because nowadays we just have a bunch of people claiming racism, but in all reality it's just bullshit propagated. Like, have you heard about the whole multiple genders thing? It's supposed to be the new civil rights frontier and all that bullshit.
If I had a shoe for every gender, I would have a pair of shoes. I would have enough shoes to fit on my feet, and that would be it.
What do you think about Caitlyn Jenner?
Why? Just why? That's all I'm gonna say.
Is why?
Yep, that's all I'm gonna say.
Do you know who Ben Shapiro is?
No.
You should...
I don't know very many things. I'm what you would call an ignorant shit.
Ignorant. I love how you use African speak. Ignorant.
Yes, I'm back in my old habits.
Yep. But he who's the guy who I just said? I fucking forgot. Instant forgetness.
I don't know.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro. Yeah, he talks about how, the whole transgender thing?
No.
You don't know the whole transgender movement and all that bullshit? Have you been living under the most lucky rock that I wish I could also go under? Hello?
Yeah.
But the whole transgender thing, Ben Shapiro debunked it via exposing that it really is just a mental illness, and the transition surgery is really just one treatment that they've come up with. And it's been proven that people who transition have the same suicide rate as people who don't. So apparently, people who transition, it doesn't help them at all with, not committing suicide.
So it's basically like, fuck your autistic theory is just science.
Yeah. I wish science was more prominent, where chromosomes equal gender instead of how you feel.
Yes.
Apparently some chick got mad when I said, if you have a penis, you're a guy, and if you have a vagina, you're a girl. She called me a Nazi.
That's how the world works.
Yep.
Sorry, sweetheart. That's how shit works.
Oh yeah, speaking of gender and all that bullshit, did you see Bill Nye's Netflix series?
Yes, I did.
It's
Where he was like making fun of the whole bullshit and all that.
no, where he basically
I don't
claimed,
know it, but
he was claiming that the whole gender thing was science.
what?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
I saw something where he was just like making fun of and bashing people who were talking about the multiple genders.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw his Netflix thing where he was talking about how there is multiple genders. He was saying bullshit like that. But yeah, it's just kind of sad to see Bill Nye fall that far.
I mean, he's a science guy.
I know, and now he's the not so sciencey guy. I mean, it is really true. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That shit holds true for almost every fucking person. What was I about to talk about? Oh yeah, there's this, I made a sexist joke at school, right? And I pissed off this chick a lot. Like a real fucking lot. And she started to punch me and kick me. Now of course I'm not going to hit back even though I wanted to. I know that I'd get in a lot of trouble.
Self-defense.
Yeah. So just to piss her off, I said, the reason I can't hit you back is because you're weaker. Just to be an absolute asshole. There's this other time
She did not
where,
like that, did she?
oh no, she and another girl started trying to beat me up, but of course it doesn't work because women.
Fucking girl. Yeah, exactly.
You know what's one thing that I don't get? Women complain so much about the 1940s and 50s, but when you
It's
think about
over. Just stop.
yeah.
All I have to say.
Another thing is, don't you think that life as a woman back then would be easier? I mean, you didn't have to work a job. You didn't have to worry about bills.
Women always complain about how they get paid less. And it's not because, people are all sexist and shit. It's because if you get pregnant, they don't want to fucking have to pay you for not doing shit.
Yeah.
And put you on, like, paid leave. And pay you the same amount as someone who would normally get paid. If
Yeah.
you're not gonna be doing shit. That's the fucking reason.
Yeah, I feel like maybe here's an idea I had that can maybe solve both problems with women wanting more pay and the whole maternity leave. What if they got paid less, but the money went into a deposit, and that deposit covers their maternity leave? So, like, if they get
I
pregnant,
can see that working.
yeah. So, and let's just say they leave the job and they're not pregnant, or they never get pregnant, they just get all that money back. So it's kind of like having a savings account. So either way, they're going to win. I mean, you either, when you leave your job, get like a couple $1,000s, or you, you know, you get to go on maternity leave. Now, sure, you get paid less before then, but I feel like it'd pay out well in the end.
Yeah, it just really triggers me when I do that. It's just like, there's obviously a fucking reason. It's not just some conspiracy about a bunch of rich white guys just sitting up in a big fucking tower just like, oh, let's pay the women less. Because they're fucking different.
Yeah. And actually, the thing, the study that found that women get paid less hasn't really been taken seriously by any economist. So it's not really even confirmed to be true. Rip all feminist. Anyways, I think we should end it here. We're at 35 minutes.
Tony's just sick of my ignorance.
Your ignorance.
Yes, my ignorance.
Yep. But yeah.
That's why.
You can visit Bluebox Gaming's channel down in the description if you want to hear more of the racisms. Yep. If you expect uploads every 5 years, just go to his channel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name's an Average American, and peace out.
1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1 from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D.